Hey everybody, it's Joanne Musa, the Tax Lien Lady. This is Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live, where you get to ask me your questions live on Facebook and I answer them for you. Okay. So I know my assistant Nicole is either here with me now or will be here shortly. And I know she has some questions that people sent in ahead of time, either as comments to other Facebook Lives that we had or comments on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/tax lien lady. We have a YouTube channel. And what we do is the replays of these lives we put on YouTube because not everybody's on Facebook. And some people that aren't on Facebook might have questions that they want me to answer. So Nicole's getting those questions together for me now. And if you're here and you have questions, just let me know what they are. First of all, say hello. Let me know what state you're in. And I would love to know who's here watching and what your question is so that I can answer it for you. Now, one of the things that I want you to know about, actually, there's a couple of things. Right now, there are some online tax sales going on. There's still a couple in Arizona that are online that you could register for. And there's a few coming up in Indiana, the Indiana Commissioner sales. Now, right now, we have a Valentine's Day special. If you get the Buying Tax Liens online course, you also get the Arizona Done With You training for free. Now, both of those courses are $497. And you get both of them for $497. So you get two for the price of one with our Valentine's Day special that is going on now until midnight tomorrow night, until Valentine's Day. So now through Valentine's Day, you could get these two for the price of one. So that's one thing I wanted to tell you about. And the other thing is we have a free webinar, a free wealth building webinar coming up on Thursday night. So Nicole, when you get a moment free, you could put in the links both for the Valentine's Day special and for the, just send them to the page for the Valentine's Day special. And you know what, I can do that actually, because I remember what it is. So while you're getting the questions for me, I can put in that link. And the link is taxlienlady.com/Valentine's Day. I gotta spell it right. And it's all one word, dash special.htm. Okay, so that should be it. That should be the right link. And so that is the 2-for-1 special that is good until tomorrow night, midnight tomorrow night. Now, we also have a free wealth building webinar Thursday night. Now, it's free to come to the live webinar. Replays are made available to members of the Tax Lien Profits Accelerator, but you could come to the live webinar free, and we have a special guest doing the webinar on Thursday, and his name is Eric Hudson. He was one of the speakers that we had for the Wealth Building Conference. In this webinar, he is going to talk about having your own infinite banking policy and how to be your own bank. He's also working on my policy, so I can't wait to find out more. He has, first of all, he has 16 passive streams of income that he does them all through his infinite banking policies. So you'll find out more about how that works and how you can be your own bank. Do you realize that banks invest in tax liens? They take your money that you're maybe getting 1 to 3% on if you're lucky, and they're investing it in tax liens. And let me tell you, for the fund last year, our fund did over 15% in tax liens. That's what they're making, right? They are making the arbitrage between the 1 to 3% they're paying you and the rest. So they're making double-digit returns on your money. Why not do it yourself? Why not double dip? Why not make money twice on your investment? So we're going to learn about that on Thursday night. And again, Nicole has put in the link for you to register to be on the free call Thursday night. The live training is free. And we've also put in the link, and Nicole, you'll have to let me know if that link that I put in works for the Valentine's Day special. And okay, so I'm ready to answer your questions. So let me know who's watching and where you're watching from, where you're investing, because it really makes a difference when I answer your question to know what state you're investing in, because it is entirely different in different states. Okay. And thank you, Nicole. She says the link works. Very good. All right. So who's here and where are you coming in from? And what's your question for me? And Nicole, I know we got some questions ahead of time. So you can let me know what questions we got. And meanwhile, you guys that are watching, you could put your questions in as well. And just say hello and let me know where you're coming in from. And if this information is helpful to you, then like this Facebook Live and share it with your friends. You know, if you know anybody else that is interested in investing in tax liens or tax deeds, then go ahead and share this live with them. Okay, hi Sunit from PA, yay, my state. How much snow did you guys get? We got over a foot today. There was this morning over a foot of snow outside my house. All right. Fortunately, my son plows, and he came over and plowed us, so I can get out when I want to. All right. You guys got 4 to 6 inches. We got more than 12. So where are you located, Sunit? Okay. We got a question from Chrissy. Can you share more about Hawaii, Texas, and Florida and California? Wow, that's a lot. All right, here's what I'll tell you, Chrissy. Hawaii and Texas are redeemable deed states, and California is a deed state, and Florida is a lien state, but they also sell deeds. And now, California and Florida have a lot of tax sales online. Florida has almost all their lien sales. There are 67 counties in Florida. There used to be 57 of them online. Now they're all online except for one when it comes to the lien sales. With the deed sales, they're not all online yet, but a lot of them are. And the deed sales in Florida can happen all the time. As a matter of fact, some counties in Florida will have deed sales more than once a month. Okay. Now, Texas has redeemable deed sales once a month. Most of them are live. There are a few that are online. California has a lot of online deed sales. Hawaii, they are all live. And Hawaii doesn't have much. There is a shortage in Hawaii of, both land and houses. So they don't have a lot in their sales. They are a redeemable deed state, I believe, and they and I forget. And somebody that's watching can probably tell me how many counties there are in Hawaii. There are, I forget if there's 3 islands in Hawaii, and those are the counties. Each island is its own county. So I forget if there's 3 or 4. Sunit, you're up in Wayne County and you only got 4 to 6 inches? Oh my gosh, I'm below that. I'm in Monroe and we got walloped. So I guess it was coming from the southwest. This storm, I guess, is coming from the southwest. So that's why you did not, you're north of Wayne Wayne's actually northwest of me, but I guess that's why you didn't get, you're north of me, which is why you didn't get as much as we did. But I think you're also west of me. Okay. All right. So any other questions? What other questions do we have, Nicole? Okay. Brent would like to know how to evaluate land. Brent, I have a whole workshop on evaluating tax sale properties. And in that workshop, I have a checklist. And the checklist covers what to do for liens, deeds and land because it's different. And land, it doesn't matter whether you're investing in liens or deeds. You have to do a little bit more. Now, we use a program. I use a program called Tax Sale Finders. It's powered by the folks at Tax Sale Resources, and their property reports tell me if there's an environmental problem. They also tell me if there's a flood risk. So those are two things that I already know. Okay. The other thing that you might need to find out is zoning. What is it zoned for? I like to see that it's on a road and has access to utilities, and you want to see that it's buildable. So you might have to call the zoning officer and find out. I will tell you a story about one of my clients that was going to invest in land in Florida from California. And he found this on the OTC list, something I don't generally do, right? That I don't really recommend. And he was going to buy this piece of land, this deed from the OTC list. And I asked him to do one more thing. He checked it out, the property looked good. And I asked him to do one more thing, to call the zoning officer and make sure it was buildable. Here's what he found out. It was just under an acre, and you needed an acre to build. But that wasn't too much of a problem because he could pay $1,000 and get an easement or a waiver. He could get something to where he could build with under an acre, okay, for $1,000. The problem was that it was not on a paved road. And in order to build, he would have to pave the road. And that would cost him a lot more than $1,000. So he decided not to buy that property. And honestly, that's why the property was on the OTC list. All right, so we have another question. Dan wants to know, does tax lien investing require a team of people working for me to be successful at it? And honestly, Dan, that depends. If you have a few $100,000 to invest, then yeah, you're going to need a team of people. But if you have 50,000 or less, or even $100,000 to invest, you could probably do it by yourself. Okay, I did it by myself for a long time. Now I invest for a fund and I have a lot more money than I did have to invest. So I rely on people that do some of the due diligence for me, right? But when I invested for myself, I did it for myself. So it just depends. Now, when I started this business, right, I invested for a millionaire, a multimillionaire who had a lot more money than I did to invest. So I hired 5 people. But that was because we went into 5 different counties. Now, when I say we went into 5 different counties in New Jersey, that does not mean 5 tax sales. Each county in New Jersey has a few municipalities. There are 550 municipalities in New Jersey, and each one has a tax sale once a year, but they determine when they want to have it. So it could be any time of the year. And so, any day in New Jersey, there could be a whole bunch of tax sales all at the same time in different places. So that's why I hired, 5 people to go into 5 different counties. We went to a lot of tax sales, not just 5. If you're only going to 5 tax sales, if it's in a state where they don't all happen at the same time, you could probably do it yourself. Okay. All right, and then we have another question. Elizabeth from New Jersey wants to know if tax lien investing is worth it. I will tell you, Elizabeth, yes, it is, but you have to do it right. Okay, and that is a very general question. So one of the things that I teach my clients how to do is get the results of past tax sales. The first thing that we do is determine the best place for you to invest. And then I want you to get the results of past tax sales. Why? To see if it's worth it. A lot of places in New Jersey are very worth it and others aren't, because of either they don't have enough available or the competition is really stiff. But you don't know that until you get the results of past tax sales or until you actually start going to tax sales. That's how I started. I just started going to tax sales. And even today, when I go to live sales, some sales I don't go get anything, and some sales I get some really great stuff. So it all depends. You just have to be willing to do the work and to do it right, to get the education and do it right. So whether you have me to be your mentor or you hire somebody else, just get the education that you need to make sure you do it right. Okay, and Eric is asking, what are some of the potential risks for new investors? Wow, that is a loaded question. What are some of the potential risks for new investors? I'm going to run down a few, all right? But if you really want to know what the risks are, I recommend that you be in my next master class that I have, okay? And where I go over the 4 mistakes that new investors make. But here are some of the risks. Not having the right information, like not knowing the rules of the sale, especially not paying on time with the right funds. All right, that will cost you anything that is successful bids that you have and bar you from future sales. Not doing your due diligence, not picking the right properties to invest. Part of that is, not getting the results of past tax sales to know what to target. Not doing enough due diligence, like not determining if there's an environmental risk on the property. Typically, for liens, I do not do a title search. For deeds, I would, but for liens, I do not do a title search because you're going to bid on a whole lot of liens in order to maybe get a couple, and you don't know which ones you're going to get, if you're going to get any. So you're not going to spend all that time and money doing a title search. For deeds, I would do a title search. Sometimes I would pay for one. I would recommend that my clients pay for one. Sometimes I would do it myself. Okay. It depends on the situation. And so the reason why you do a title search is another potential risk that all the owners of the property were not notified that it was going to tax sale, especially if it was a deed sale. And they can come back and redeem it from you even after you bought it at a deed sale because they were not properly notified. So there are more, but those are just the ones that come off the top of my head. All right. And Jay asked, where can I access all the various websites for the online tax sales? And that depends, Jay, on whether you're looking for lien sales or deed sales. There are different platforms that do different states. And I have 2 programs that lets you know where all the sales are, the ones that are online. And I have a Buying Tax Liens Online course that lists all the tax lien sales that are online, where they're held. And then I have a online tax deed course that talks about where to find the online deed sales. Okay, right now, the Buying Tax Liens Online course that has a guide to all the lien sales that are online, that is in the Valentine's Day special, where you could get that course and the Arizona course, 2 for the price of 1. Okay, and the Buying Tax Liens Online course. So what we're going to do, we'll give you, Nicole, let's give Jay the link for the Valentine's Day special, because he'll get both courses for the price of 1, the Buying Tax Liens Online course and the Arizona course. And also let's give him the link for the deed course, the online deed course. And that link is onlinetaxdeeds.com. onlinetaxdeeds.com. Okay, and do we have any more questions? Does anybody else have any questions? Okay, so I'm just going to give you guys a minute. All right, this is last call for questions. Last call for questions. While Nicole is getting those links for you. And after we're done, the replay is going to be right here in the Facebook group, and we're also going to put it on YouTube for you. So if you have any questions, give them to me now or forever hold your peace. You don't have to forever hold your peace, but just until next Tuesday. All right, so Nicole has put in again the link for the Valentine's Day special. Okay, and so a question that we got from Sunit, what's the average return for the first-time investor? And you know, it depends on what state you're in, what you're investing in. Now, I know you're in PA. PA has both. PA is a deed state, so you're actually buying the property. So it really depends on where you're investing. I would say a good return for liens is 12%, and for a lot of states is 12%. For deeds, more, because you're actually buying the property. Okay. And Nicole has also put in the link for the online tax deed sales course. And check that out, Nicole. Make sure that link works. Because I don't know if that's the right link for the deeds course. I thought I just gave the redirect, which is, okay, great, it's working. Thank you. Yeah, I just gave the redirect, which is onlinetextdeeds.com. That redirects to the page that you gave. Very good. Thank you, Nicole. All right. Also, my newsletter went out today. So there's a lot of information in the newsletter for you guys, including how to find the right place to invest, pick the right place to invest, which is right out of my 7 steps report, and which I believe is available on the blog. If you go to the Tax Lien Investing Tips blog, and you find a link to the blog from the taxlienlady.com website. Just go to taxlienlady.com, and there's a link at the top to the blog. Let's see what else was in the newsletter. The information on the webinar that's coming up Thursday, and a link to sign up for that. Oh, and I am going to be at the National Tax Lien Association conference. I'll be on a panel there. March 8th, the conference is from the 7th to, no, I'll be speaking on the 7th. The conference is from the 6th to the 8th in March, and it's in Miami. And I also have information about the National Tax Lien Association conference. And if you would like to attend the conference, because I'm speaking, I get to offer $300 off the ticket. Now, even though I'm speaking, I still had to pay to go, okay? But let me tell you, it's not cheap to go, but it includes food, it includes it includes drinks, it includes food, it includes a yacht ride on the first night of conference. It includes a lot, all right? Definitely worth it. Plus all the training and all the education from the people that are there and networking. Okay, so I highly recommend it. This will be my 2nd time going to the conference. My 3rd time going to an NTLA event, They are the only association in the industry, the only nonprofit association in the industry, the National Tax Lien Association. Okay. Not to be confused with a similar named business that is a for-profit business. This is a nonprofit association for the industry. All right. So last call for questions. I know I said that before. I want to give you one more chance because I know we have a new person on. Say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. And if you have a question, go ahead and put it in now. All right. Nicole, did we get all the questions that were given ahead of time? And I'm sorry if I have background noise. It just so happens because there is over a foot of snow outside, or there was this morning, that my husband's home from work today, and my son, who just got done plowing, him and his girlfriend are here too. So I'm in my office with the door closed, but if you hear any background noise, that's why. All right, and we've got all the questions that were given to us ahead of time. And Sunit, which one of your classes should we start with? And Sunit, let me tell you, what are you looking to do? What are you looking to do? So I know you're in Pennsylvania. How much money do you want to invest, and what are you looking to invest it in? Are you looking to invest in Pennsylvania deeds? And if so, how much money do you have? Because a lot of people are under the wrong impression about how much it takes to invest. 30K. You might be able to get one property in Pennsylvania. Are you willing to go to online? Are you willing to go to live sales, or did you want to invest online? Can you attend the live tax sales? Oh, if you prefer liens, you're going to have to go outside of PA. They do not do liens in Pennsylvania. You'll have to go to New Jersey. And you're kind of far from New Jersey. You would go to live? Okay. All right. So now let me ask you again, knowing that you have enough money probably to get one property, and you can go to live sales, that makes it even better. And if you want liens, you're going to have to go pretty far away from your house. But you can do it online, only it is pretty tough. You can do either. You could do either the online lien sales, or you can do the live deed sales in PA in your own backyard. So what course you start with kind of depends on your goal, right? But if you really want to know which is better for you and what's the difference, Jersey is not that far. Okay, you don't mind driving New Jersey liens. All right. All right, so that's an option for you too. I'll tell you right now, my advanced tax lien investing secrets training is going on. It is closed to most new people, but if you want to get into that training, it does come with 8 weeks of coaching, and you have access to most of my courses in those 8 weeks. So if you are interested in that, here's what I recommend. And here's what I'd recommend for anybody else that doesn't know where to start. Why don't you make an appointment to talk to me, to have a clarity session with me to find that out, okay? And Sunit, if you are interested in the advanced tax lien investing secrets training, I would do this ASAP, as soon as possible. Go to taxlieninvestingmentor.com and fill in that form. There's a form to fill out. And then once you fill out that form, you'll get a link to schedule a 30-minute session with me. Okay, so that is what I recommend. That is what I recommend. And Nicole, you could put the link in there, Tax Lien Investing Mentor, www.taxlieninvestingmentor.com for anybody that wants to schedule a clarity session with me. And those guys are getting pretty loud in the kitchen. I don't know if you guys can hear them, but I can. All right, so I'll let Nicole put that link in there for you, Sunit, and you'll want to do that as soon as possible. And okay, thank you, Nicole. And before we go, make sure that link is working. Sometimes those redirects, sometimes we have to tweak those redirects for them to work. And as long as that link is working, we're going to close this Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live and bring your questions back next week. I'll be here to answer them for you. All right. So as soon as I know that that link is working, and I don't think we have any more questions. Okay, there's the link right there. If somebody wants to check it for me and make sure it's working. Oh, it's not. All right, so here's what you need to do, Nicole. You have to take the S, HTTPS has to be HTTP, not S, because it's a redirect, and then it'll work. Okay, try that. And matter of fact, I think I can put that in, and then you could test it. And I'm going to try it even without www. Okay, try this. Try that one. Oh, you put the long, ugly one in there. That'll work. All right. So with that, I'm going to, how can I get rid of this thing? Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so with that, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you guys next week, 2 p.m. Tuesday, Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live.